All right, I'm gonna hit the gavel for first time. Make it official. All right, it is now time, 7:47. I'll call meeting 1433 to order. I would like to welcome the online viewers tonight as well. Agenda meeting number 1433 in front of you is the agenda for meeting 1433. Are there any additions to the agenda?
Yes, Mayor Guzman, I do have one addition coming from Deer Lake Minor Hockey. It's a request regarding Minor Hockey Week, and I think this particular letter could simply just be given to the manager, and as well as between Maxine and Glenn, they can work with this letter. So I just want to, I think Maxine, you already have a copy of this, do you? Do you have a copy of this? Okay, yeah. So I just want to add that to the agenda.
Okay, and Maxine and Glenn, you can get back to council on your discretion with that letter, correct?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Are any of us going to declare conflict for the letter? That's why it's going to go to Maxine?
You can if you choose to, but in the act, I personally don't think, but I guess that would be a vote of council. But right now, until anything's approved, I don't foresee anyone being in conflict.
Okay.
All righty. And is that general consensus? Everyone's good?
Okay.
All right. All right. Minutes, regular meeting number 1432, held on February 28th. The minutes for meeting 1432 are presented. Are there any errors or omissions? Hearing none, can I get a mover? Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Hancock. Call for a question. Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. All right, business arising from the minutes. Is there any business arising from the minutes?
Yeah, I'd like to bring up one topic, just given, we are approaching spring. I think, and Darren, you can, Councillor Fitzgerald, you can fill me in. I know we sent off the literature surrounding Xavier parking lot to the school. Has it been roughly three to 4 weeks or since that's been sent in?
I'd say about 3 weeks since we asked, since we responded to them.
And my question, I guess, is I know that it's been sent beyond the school pretty well at the moment that we gave it to them. What is our next, or are we going to reach out to the department or the school board and just see what they want to do next, and if we're going to meet with them, or I just don't want to lose sight of that one, that's all.
No, it's obviously it's still on our list in Public Works, just at the point that we were just waiting for a response from the school. The administration of Xavier seemed I won't say quite happy with the correspondence, but they moved on it very quickly, swiftly with the school board. So hopefully something's in the works.
Yeah. Okay. No, I mean I was at this. Just happened to be at the school.
No, it's a mess.
And I asked the question, and it's definitely been sent up. So I guess my question really is how long do we wait if we don't hear back? Meaning.
Well, I guess we'd probably just
another
wait
couple
another
weeks
week or so. Obviously, with the way the snow is right now on White's Road, it's only pressing the need to do something there. Cars can't even pass now when kids are getting out of school. So.
Yeah, and I don't bring it up to be heavy-handed or disrespectful. I just mean something to move it. Maybe a letter reaching out to hey, listen, I know we sent up this literature. Is there any way we could get together for a meeting and try to talk about the design? And I don't know,
the quicker the better, because there is a lot of work. Obviously, if we do move to do this direction, and we got work to do come the summer, so it's got to be in play now. So.
Yeah. Okay. I just didn't want to.
No,
I only thought to bring it up, honestly, seconds ago, but it just popped in my brain. But I think we definitely should, maybe in another week, maybe we could reach out or something.
I agree. Maybe before our next Public Works Committee meeting, we can send an email to see exactly what's happening.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
All right, thank you, councillors. Great discussion, obviously, especially with the importance of public safety. Maxine, can we calendar that for an email, send out a week from today? Please. All right, thank you. Where are we here? Is there any other business arising from the minutes? Hearing none, we'll move on to new business. I just wanted to bring something up really quick. I guess it comes with my field of work, and monitoring road conditions, let alone locally, but around the province. You get to see all the data daily, 24 hours around the clock, I guess, that with 2 different crews. And this year has been a historic amount of rainfall and a historic amount of frost and thaw. And if you drive around town now, it's become very obvious of the potholes and some of our newer asphalt that was put down to spec many years ago that's, held up for forever, especially over in Nicholsville on that main infrastructure project that the previous council did, and it was a great project. It's starting to even tear that up. So the effects are going to be harsh, and I have no issue saying it's going to be the worst you've seen. No fault of anybody. The work is done. I'd ask probably the professional at the table when it comes to all of asphalt if he'd like to have some say on it, just to where we're going to go. And just for a note, we will talk about pavement condition indexing and allowing residents to have a channel to report instead of using social feeds to complain, because it's easy to complain, but it's also much easier if we set up mechanisms and levers to allow people to be a part of the solution. So if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, sure. The residents can expect to have a few potholes this year. Our hardest part when we're doing any municipal paving and everything, we're putting down very thin lifts anyway. And obviously with our water and sewer infrastructure underneath, we can't really vibrate the crap out of anything, if you want to put it that way. So we really got to be very diligent when we're doing our compaction. So I guess what you're seeing on the newer stuff there on Nicholsville Road near the bridge, obviously it's a little bit of a hard area. It's going to have segregation anyway, a lot of man work in that kind of area with the bridge and in tail in that area. So we need to expect that we're going to have some potholes in that type of area. Our biggest thing now, I guess, is working with Public Works to make sure that we repair them correctly. But like I said, coal patch is only a little tiny solution, and I know a lot of people get a little upset with just coming around by Home Hardware there, where we always get that pothole right next to our storm sewer. It's where ice builds up. We have a little bit of segregation in the asphalt, and the little tiny holes in our asphalt just pops away. So it's just leaving the coarse aggregate, which eventually will pop away as well. So we got to realize asphalt becomes brittle over time. It doesn't take much anymore sometimes, and when you're using a thin lift, it becomes brittle more quickly. So yeah, it's very unfortunate that we've had the freeze thaw that we did, Mr. Mayor. So yeah, I think residents need to just be a little bit careful in the next couple of weeks for sure. I'm sure our Public Works Department is going to be as diligent as they possibly can with the asphalt reclaimer. So, but it is going to take some time, and we have a lot of runoff coming. So, yeah, I don't know if that would help answer anyone's question or anything. It's just we do have some pain ahead, definitely with potholes. So, I just caution residents there until we can get them patched, and hopefully our newer stuff holds out much better. Obviously we did have some new stuff that was put down that's not really up to par, but hopefully that'll be able to hold its own too. So
Perfect, thank you for that. I mean, a lot of times, even when I never sat at a council table or any table, it's difficult to understand why isn't it fixed, but when it's explained to people, and we can use the tools of social media, which residents can expect to see, like we did last year with the town's communications officer, is to stay patient. The public employees are here to do the best. They'll go bend over backwards to see that roads are in the safest condition. Obviously, there's a safety concern with driving like that, and I can pride myself in saying we've got stellar employees that can only work so many hours a day, but we're going to keep up on that. And I just wanted to say that publicly tonight, so thank you. I'm sorry, is there any other new business? Yeah.
March is National Social Work Month, so I just wanted to acknowledge that and to express some sincere gratitude for the work that social workers do. It's very difficult work, often in very challenging situations. So to Gordon, our fabulous resident social worker, and to all the other social workers out there. Your commitment, your compassion, and your continued advocacy is very much appreciated. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you know, something that, again, Deputy Mayor Young, that's, I'm really glad you brought it up. There are so many highlights, but when you get to see it from one of your colleagues and you know, I've said numerous times, there's no way I could do that field of work. It's just not possible, and hats off to you and your crew. And I think you can all join me, you know, for Councillor Hancock's contributions to society, not just a job. It's something that you live with daily, and I think everyone deserves a round of applause. So if you join me, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I guess it definitely challenging work. You hit it there, and we go each day with that commitment, and some days you can feel like you're taking one step back, but there's a lot of wins you get to along the way, and those keep you going. There's some beautiful and wonderful people in this community that help us, and a lot of referrals go in, and we work with a massive team, and I don't know, it's really all of that makes it work to some degree, and then some wonderful parents as well. But thank you very much.
Good on you. Good job.
Thank you. And thank you, Deputy Mayor Young, again for highlighting that, and Councillor Hancock for, please pass along our sincere congratulations to your colleagues as well.
100%.
Okay, any other new business? Hearing none, we'll move on to correspondence. You have 2 items in front of you. Canadian Transplant Association National Organ and Tissue Donation Awareness Week. That's a proclamation we'll sign. Do we have did you want to read that one out tonight, or is that requested? That proclamation, or? I know some are and some aren't.
It is a request based on what I can see there, and one of the things they say specifically is that we would change the lighting to green for that week if our bridge can support the color green. I'm not even certain, but you would know, probably.
I think it's
Yep.
yellow.
We can.
Green.
Deputy Mayor Young, would you mind again reading that proclamation?
I will read it as soon as I find it.
Krista's got it.
Sorry.
I'll get a hard copy if you want.
Do you want a hard copy?
Yes, I'd love a hard copy. Alrighty, so National Organ and Tissue Donor Awareness Week. So the Canadian Transplant Association was created in 1987 to raise awareness about organ donation and celebrate the success of transplants in saving lives. Members of the CTA, or the Canadian Transplant Association, consist of transplant recipients, athletes and volunteers dedicated to promoting organ and tissue transplants and providing support networks to donors and recipients. So whereas last year in Canada there were 4,500 Canadians awaiting a life-saving organ transplant, and whereas 75 people could receive tissue from one donor, and whereas one organ and tissue donor can save up to 8 lives and enhance as many as 75. So now, therefore, I would like to proclaim April 24th through 30th, 2022, to be Organ and Tissue Donor Awareness Week.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Actually, Maxine, we do I just want to make sure we get this right, obviously, the importance of it. We can make a motion. Okay, so can we make a motion to accept that, Deputy Mayor Young, please?
Yeah,
Yes.
I move that we accept that proclamation.
All right, thank you. Seconded by? Sorry, Councillor Freak. Call for a question.
I just want to make note that I'll reach out to Brian Snow's family, but this was something that was very important to him, and he held
Yep.
community events.
Huge.
So I'll touch base with Laverne and Glendine just to see if they were doing anything with his Humboldt Bronco family and stuff like that, and I'll bring it back to the table once I
Absolutely.
check with them.
Thank you so
Good.
much for that.
Good.
Okay. Next item, Department of Transportation and Infrastructure. Sorry, I went around. I called for a question. All those in favor? Motion carried. The next item is submission from Department of Transportation and Infrastructure, municipal infrastructure. This is a circular for your information. And that will conclude correspondence. So now we shall move into reports. Councillor Freak, Finance, please.
Sorry, I'm here. Alrighty, Finance met on March the 10th. Myself, Councillor Jones, Councillor Fitzgerald, and Town Manager Maxine Hayden. Item number 1, the CBCL, a cost share for $6,100, $6105.37. This amount is shared between the feds provincially and the municipal. This was recommended approval. It's in the budget. Item number 2, Saunders Trackless for $9660, $9,660, recommended approval. Item number 3, Newfoundland Power of Life projects. These are the tents that Glenn has been waiting for a very long time. For $2,500, recommended approval, as they are in the budget as well. Item number 4, straight line construction for $684.25 for the labor of a skid steer. We did not approve this. This was declined. Item number 5, Jamie Guzny. Yeah, Egatuna drafting, $63.49 to locate our storm pipe. Recommended approval. Item number 6, 2021 internship for 12 weeks, $16 per week through SAM. This could be used for tours on the walking trail or a summer sports activity, all towards habitat and conservation. We recommended we apply for a student. I just want to make note that Lori is applying for the 100% coverage. If we don't get the 100%, then it would be a 60%. I think the total budget ended up being $3,000 that we would cover for the student. We talked about this working maybe with a Deer Lake Live event, doing part of the summer sports program, that they could do a weekly tour of conservation, of educating the kids within that program, like 1 day a week, alternating, tours on the trail, like Deputy Mayor had the Come Home year, all piece of that. Yeah. But doing your trail, doing like the tours 3 days a week, but incorporating it just not with the tourism piece, but also the students as well. We thought that'd be a good idea. And item number 7 was the main lift station repairs for around $85,000, recommended approval, and it was budgeted for. So I make a motion to accept the finance report for March the 10th.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Freak. Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Fitzgerald. Call for a question. Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. I make just one quick note, Maxine, that on the lift station repairs to the pump, the number's not listed, just for when it goes to a public document.
Main lift, the SO Legion one. Okay.
Yeah, no,
We're
it's
still
just-
No unit
waiting
number.
on a price on that one, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
It's just it came as more or less an emergency this week.
Yes.
So
No, and ultimately, that's also, it's good to say, it's just, once it goes back out, recorded as public minutes, it needs to be listed, so. All right, so that is the end of finance. We shall move on to accounts payable. Councillor Freak, please. Accounts payable.
Sorry. I'm almost there. Oh my word. Okay. Accounts payable for March the 8th, items number 1 through 50. And do we have anybody declaring conflict?
Yes, number 5.
Item number 5, so item number 1 through 50, excluding number 5, for a total amount of $72,635.52. I make a motion for accounts payable.
Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Langdon. Call for a question.
Just wondering, Sorry, number 50, train upgrades. Maybe I just missed something along the way, but what's that one?
Trail.
Oh, trail. Oh, I was sort of excited because I thought it was like the old train station. I was thinking, this is wicked. This
Actually,
is cool.
sorry.
Sorry. Okay, that makes sense.
To be updated.
If it means anything.
Okay.
I
I got excited. I got excited about that one.
Just one question there, 50 as well. That's Western Snow Riders. Is that that's actually the Cornerbrook Club? Is that the one who requested the funds for the trail upgrade?
Maxine should have a copy of the invoice there.
I think this is for the trail going from last year's Pasadena. From Deer Lake.
Oh,
On the
okay.
rail bed?
Okay.
Oh,
Just
gotcha.
being-
Which
The
was
widening.
orchestrated
The
by.
widening.
It's
Yeah.
just being built.
Just getting the invoice now.
I was thinking like, man, Curtis Powerworks, they got the train and it's all repaired
It's
and
the trail work that was done last year between Pasadena and Deer Lake.
Oh, gotcha. And I think just
On
for
the
some
rail.
context of it, that's to make it a multi-purpose trail. I think for the widening of
Yeah,
the trail,
yeah,
so
yeah.
which is great actually.
I think that was.
It was approved last year, but we're just getting the invoice for it.
Gotcha. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a multi joint partnership with Deer Lake and Pasadena.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, any more questions to the accounts payable? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. All right, Councillor Hancock.
Yeah, conflict for number 5 there.
Okay.
All right, just a note, Councillor Hancock's declaring a conflict for item number 5 in accounts payable. All right, Councillor Freak.
Item number 5 for BNS Trucking for $1,725 for dumpster rental and disposal. I'll make a motion to accept the invoice, to pay the invoice.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Deputy Mayor Young. Call for the question. Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. All right, just one sec, I'll get bored. All right, Councillor Fitzgerald, shall move on to Public Works, please.
Should ask him.
Okay. All right, this is in accordance with the Public Works meeting on March 10th. In attendance was Councillor Langdon, Town Manager Maxine Hayden, Public Works Superintendent Dave Thomas, Communication Operations Director Jason Young, and myself. Item number 1. Annual bulk cleanup. This is for council information, and I guess residents' information as well. Public Works is working to develop a hybrid model for bulk garbage collection this year. Our intent is to keep the drop-off site as in previous years for those who have means to bring their bulk garbage to the depot. But this year we will be providing a pickup service for those who don't have such means. As we all know, garbage disposal is extremely expensive. However, the town will ensure that residents have an opportunity to rid of their bulk waste this year, but we must try and keep in mind that it costs as low as possible, as it will be a challenging effort, no doubt. So, Public Works will be working on a plan in the next couple of weeks, and we'll provide details and schedule of our bulk cleanup at our next public meeting. Number 2, our tandem tender. The town received 2 bids with respect to our tender. This is actually for a new snowplow. Harvey and Company was the lowest bid at $330,774.50. The proposed equipment meets all specifications. Therefore, Public Works recommends to award this tender to Harvey and Company. Water and sewer hookup for George Aaron Drive. I think it's George Aaron Drive. Maxine, is there
Yes.
correction? Okay, I just want to make sure. There's a residents wish to have water and sewer connected to an existing dwelling along George Aaron Drive. The committee has no issues with this. With respect to this new connection, committee recommends that the current policy must be adhered to. Item number 4, paint recycling program. This is for council information. Paint recycling program will be in place during our annual cleanup like that of last year. Our management team have already met with the representatives from Product Clear to implement such a program this year. With the exception of number 5, I'll do that in a second. So I move that council accept the minutes of Public Works for the date of March 10th, 2022.
All right, thank you.
No. So moved.
Oh,
Second.
sorry.
Sorry.
Moved by Councillor Fitzgerald, seconded by Councillor Freak. I guess call for a question.
I just have a question about number 3 there. Has that gone through E&H, or does it have to go through E&H? How does that work?
I don't think it had to go through because the resident is actually paying for water and sewer right now. He just wants to have the dwelling hooked up. So that would be, I guess it could go to E&H as well.
Does it require a permit, or?
They will have to sign the policy. They will have to get a permit through the sewer connection, but that goes for Public Works through Dave. So that's that gray area
It's
that
just
we all
a
talk
water sewer
about.
connection is not a permit.
Yeah, so it would be just Public Works. Now when I think about it.
Good. Thank you.
Oh, good question. So we're all on the same page, right? I mean, ultimately, that's
Yeah.
where we want to be.
Still learning.
I have a couple of questions. One, again, about number 3. Is this the policy that we just put through, or is this the previous because it has been ratified, or where is that?
This policy would be our new one because
Our new one,
was
okay.
accepted last council meeting.
Okay,
so.
okay.
Yep.
Good. Yeah. And question number 4 is this is only a temporary setup,
Only
not
a temporary setup at this very moment.
because I know the email that's attached talks about permanent location.
I think this is just right now. We did discuss as more or less just a temporary
Okay.
through our cleanup
Okay.
time. So
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Okay, any more questions to the Public Works report? I just wanted to make a note to item number 1, annual ball cleanup, and thank the committee and council, obviously, for hearing the residents during the last election that we can't leave anybody out. Obviously, waste is it's a hard one to manage, but we'll make sure every effort's seen that no one's left behind. So thank you so much for that. And I think that's it. So I guess we'll.
You got number 5.
But that was going to be separate, right?
that's
Am I right in saying? Okay, so hearing no more questions, all those in favor? Motion carried. All right, Councillor Fitzgerald.
okay. This is the last time you're ever going to hear me say this.
Maybe.
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 All right. So getting back to our last council meeting and meetings previous, we had the land development policy. There was a question on the term regulations and policy within. We thought that we'd go for legal advice regarding the land development regulations, but Lori clarified that the regulations with respect to property development actually exist in our development regulations. So there's no direct clauses to tell you exactly what the regulation is. That's where the policy now comes in. So I shouldn't say we, Jason, has changed, has revised the document to ensure the word regulation has been omitted and the word policy has been put in. So we are going to be basing it on our development regulations, just the policies to more or less adhere to this regulation. So I move that council accept the land development policy that's before you.
Okay, moved by Councillor Fitzgerald, seconded by Councillor Langdon. Call for a question. Hearing none, all those in favor? Councillor Freak? No? Okay, so all those in favor, we're gonna hand count. We got, and against, so we got 1. All right, okay, there we go, so that motion is carried. All right, so that concludes, I'm always tricky with this one, this concludes your Public Works report, correct?
Correct.
Thank you for that report, sir. All right, moving on to always the enlightening one, Recreation, Councillor Langdon.
Well, on
Sorry, the Department of Arts, Recreation and Culture met on March 9, 2022. In attendance was Town Manager Maxine Hayden, Councillor Langdon, Councillor Hancock, Director of Recreation Community Services Glenn Wiseman, and Director of Operations and Communications Jason Young. Item number 1, as of Monday, March 14th, all restrictions of COVID-19 in Newfoundland and Labrador has been lifted. Staff at the Hatter has been advised that they are not required to wear masks at this time, but we do recommend that they do wear masks. The arena, swimming pool, and bowling alley are all returning to full capacity. And just all these items as well, just for council information. The high school hockey had their first game in over 2 years, held on Monday, March 7th, and there was 324 people in attendance. Item number 3, grant approvals. The Recreation Department applied for and was approved for a Canada Day grant of $4,000. Recreation applied for and was approved for a Senior Social Inclusion grant for $2,000. This will cover a number of senior paint nights at the Recreation Centre. These paint nights are free of charge and there will be a limited number of spaces available. The Director of Operations and Communications, in conjunction with West Coast Kindred Spirits Senior Group, applied for a New Horizon grant in the amount of $13,300, which was approved. And I believe there's going to be some information coming on those soon, and they'll be held at the Legion, right, Jason? Excellent. Item number 4, the Deer Lake Minor Hockey Association will be holding 2 provincial tournaments this year at the Hatter. The first tournament will run from April 18th to the 20th. It will include 5 teams from the out-of-town area, and it will include the under 13 hockey group. The second tournament runs from April 21st to April 23rd and includes the under 15 hockey group with 4 out-of-town teams. This will bring a total of 153 hockey players plus parents to Deer Lake for that week. The meeting was adjourned at 3:30 p.m. I make a motion to accept these minutes.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Langdon, second by Councillor Hancock. Call for the question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you.
Love all those grants. Just throwing them on my budget.
All right, so before we call for an adjournment, I just wanted to bring up something today. Obviously, it's got quite a bit of shares on Facebook throughout Humber Valley, and that's the gates will be opening. The town was given notification that they're going to spill the dam, obviously, to relieve some water. Again, social media can put fear in certain places where there's not, but it's a controlled spill. At this time, we've been told there's no reason for concern, but I did see highlighted from trail system or user groups to, stay clear of the Humber River and obviously behind the main dam itself. And we'll do it. Between council, I guess, and communications, we'll make sure that's out there prior to the day that they release it. Other than that, I think that's it. The date of our next meeting is March 28th, 2022. So I will call, hearing no other business, I'll call for a mover to adjourn, please. Councillor Freak moved. Meeting is adjourned at 8:19. Thank you.